Helps if I turn the camera on. That camera is appalling. We're going to go with it and we'll see how. We won't see how I feel about it. We're just going to go with it. Alrighty, so Self-Reflection Sunday. We are looking at the 19th of February through till the 25th of February. And we are looking at a number of channels this week. So actually, we're only really got two universal channels this week, transitoriness and the money line. So I spent a lot of time last week talking about transitoriness. So let us talk about the money line, and then I might look at what's going on in the sun or somewhere. We'll see where I head to. I have set a timer and I'm hoping to keep myself under half an hour today. We'll see how that goes. The money line, 21:45. So this is connecting the ego through to the throat. I'm just looking for it on my thing. 21:45. All right, so we've got 21 is biting through, fire over thunder. And 45 is gathering together, lake over earth. So lake is all about reflection. Earth is all about receiving. Fire is all about passion. And thunder is the rumblings that we feel underneath us that can create some sense of unsafety, feeling unsafe. There we go. But also can also stir up desire for transformation, change, those kinds of things. This is a manifestation channel, and it is worth tapping into the manifesting energy that comes with it. This channel will be, so it kicks in Australia on the 24th, so in the US on the 23rd. And it is with us until the 9th of March. So it's around for a little while. What are we noticing? It is tribal. It is the ego side of the tribal. So there's two tribal circuits. There's the ego circuit and there's the defense circuit. This one fits into the ego. And ego in this sense doesn't mean egoic in terms of egotistical. It's more our self-preservation. So bringing in resources is self-preservation. So it comes in. So, I mean, there's the preservation channel, but and then there's the ego one, but it is really looking at what does the tribe need? And so this comes not from a place of individualness, but the community, meaning our tight community. So the collective channel looks to humanity as a whole. This looks to our little close inner circle. What else am I noticing in that? So let's see what's activating it. We've got 45 is in Mars, so it'll be a masculine energy coming through. And 21 is in my very easy method, just Jupiter, 21. So we've got, 45, 21 coming to life with that money channel. So that's coming forward. Reflect on the energy that creates in you. Some of us will respond to it with a repulsion, a feeling of the conditioning, feeling like we don't have enough, abundance issues potentially coming through. Some of us will just love it. And then the manifestation energy coming through is also worth tapping into. Do we like the feeling of manifesting, speaking, and having stuff come to fruition? Or does that manifesting energy scare us because careful what you wish for? All kinds of opportunities there. Transitoriness, so I'm not going to go into. So then we've got in the sun, we've got today, we've got 30 and 29 at the end of that. So 6 day. So we're moving into the bulk of this week will be 55 and 59 in the sun and earth respectively. So let's open them up and just see what we see. Normally I only look at channels, but we've got some space. So 55 is, I believe, from the root to, there we go. Oh, moodiness. So 5539 is the channel, and it's 55 is in the solar plexus moving to the root. So if you have a is that active for me? If you have a defined solar plexus, then it will come to life. It is active for me because the mating channel is active for me this week. So while I normally have an undefined solar plexus, this week the 659 channel, so gate 59 in Earth, is activating my solar plexus, and so gate 55 is then active as well. So the hanging gates that are activated are interesting. I'm just going to see if I can explain what I mean by that. So when we look at a body graph, where's my body graph so that I've got the visual of what I'm looking at? So let's look at my body graph. So we've got, we're going to look at the solar plexus. So my solar plexus usually has 37 and 6 as hanging gates, but my solar plexus is undefined. And by undefined, it simply means that it's not a colored geometric shape. There's no channel directing energy to it. So generally speaking, I have the hanging gate 37 and 6, and I have a bridging gate 49 leaning down into 19. So this week, incidentally, so 59 is Earth. The Earth and the sun move at the same space and time. So because Earth and the sun are reflecting off each other, so they're always transitioning at the same time. So we kick into gate 55 at the same time as we kick into gate 59. So 59 is active for me because I have hanging gate 6, so it activates my solar plexus, which then means that 55 becomes active. So where we have a defined center, so for example, if we look at my chart and look at the root, I've got, so gates 58, 38, 60, 52, 39, and 41, any of them activated would show up as an active gate on my chart because I have a defined center. Generally speaking, 55 wouldn't be something that was worth paying attention to for me because I have an undefined emotion center. And so it's just not worth playing into. So if we look at, I'm going to look at Thursday, and we've got the moon in 21. So 21 is a gate coming off the ego. My ego is undefined. And so that gate is not worth looking at. So we can see that on the genetic matrix chart, and it highlights which ones are going to have an influence on us. So 55 is highlighted, which is why we went down this rabbit hole. So 55 and 59, and together, because of the 59, we get the 55. So 55 is emoting. It is abundance. It is thunder over fire. So it's passion and rumbling combined. That's a strong, powerful piece. Now, it is headed down towards the root. So it means that I'm probably going to feel pressure from it rather than a need to speak about it. And so we'll see how that plays out. And then we've got 59.6 coming to life from Earth. And because I have the 6 in my chart, it activates for me. So this is not a universal channel. If you've got gate 6 normally in your chart, this will be available to you. If you don't, then it'll just be the 59, and you're wanting to look at whether you've got a defined sacral or an undefined sacral. If your sacral is undefined and nothing is activating it in the transits, this becomes a redundant conversation, which is why I don't tend to look at them. So 59.6 is mating, reproduction, co-creation. It is the combination of conflict and dispersion. So the conflict is heaven over water for me. I'm pretty sure 6 is a line 5. Where am I? 6.6. So 6 is a 6. 666 kind of feels like a direction I didn't want to head in, but now I said it out loud. So we got 6.6. So for me, conflict is at its peak, and it's either I will take it too far or it's lessons that I hold wisdom in. I think often I fall into that first category of taking it too far. More often, more recently, I'm falling into the other. And then we get 59, which is coming off the sacral center, which is dispersion, wind over water. So wind is quite transformative. Water is emotional. So it's interesting to me. There's 2 lots of water there. So we got water coming from the emotions in 6, and then we've got Water heading back to the emotions in 59, and then the wind. So wind and water are an interesting blend. This is a generator channel. So it's a get shit done kind of thing. It'll drive action. It'll drive wanting to complete things, and it sits in the tribal defense circuit. So the other one we were looking at sat in the tribal ego circuit. This one sits in the tribal defense. This is an energy I'm not sure I will notice coming through because my husband comes with this channel, so I'm exposed to it fairly often. In fact, a lot of people in my world come with either gate 59 or the channel 59.6. So we'll see if I notice it, if it plays out for me. And I'll be reflecting on the solar plexus questions. So one of the things I did earlier today was put together some reflection questions. Oops. Just pull them up and remind myself what the solar plexus reflection question was. And these will go into my online course. So solar plexus, what kinds of conflicts and truth am I avoiding? Oh, I know that I normally avoid conflict. Conflict I'm pretty good at. Truths, I don't even know that I have an awareness of the truths that I am avoiding. And so I shall explore that and see if I can be more open to the truths that are coming through. Those reflection questions, like I said, going into the course. So there's one for each of the centers, particularly where we're undefined. If I scroll down, oh no, because I've done it for the moons. I can control F and find. So that was for, let's look, what were the other ones for 59? Oh, I didn't get that far. So I did about half of them. Have I done 6? I have not. So we're not going to look at that then. What else do I want to reflect on this week? So 59.6. And then that money channel, 21.45, comes in at the end of the week, which will give me a defined motivation or ego center, which I look forward to. Now that money line, no, it wasn't that I was looking at. Money line will be with us for about 2.5 weeks, I think, or 1.5. I can't do maths at this hour of the day. 2.5, I believe, or close to 2. So we'll see how that plays out, but that defined a motivation center, and that is a universal channel. So 21.45 is universal for everybody and will come to life. What else did I want to reflect on? So menstrual cycle wise, I am coming into ovulation. I'm finding my energy is in a weird space around that as I come into perimenopause. Is there anything insightful there to share? Not really. I'm definitely still in the attunement from the Reiki course that I did last week. So I'm playing into that. And then the other one is the Hermit. So looking at my wheel, mostly for 2023 until I get bored with it, until I feel like I've got enough out of it, and just tapping in every week. So the Hermit for me, as the tarot card, showed up in house 5 and in the tarot, and I love this cat in a bag, which I'll share on the screen for you guys. It's just beautiful. And so the Hermit is creativity found in a place of reclusiveness. That coupled with this 33, so every time I play with anything at the moment, 33, which is the gate of retreat through human design and the I Ching, keeps coming up. And so I feel like I'm being called to retreat and withdraw, and ironically share as I retreat and withdraw. So the creative expression being shared, but the creative process being done in isolation. And it's an interesting space to be in. So just reflecting on where I'm at. The other things that I've got in house 5. So I've got the prostitute, placing material considerations and security above self-empowerment. I wonder if on some level that is why I resist the retreat and playing into that. And I'm finding that an interesting Interesting thought to encounter, placing material considerations and security above self-empowerment. So not allowing myself to take that time away, which is really that step away from the tribe and into a space of uniqueness. So one of the models that I use in my coaching is called the Trustme model. Some of you may be familiar with it. It's based off spiral dynamics, but there's this transit from where we're with the tribe into stepping into our uniqueness, and we need to break free. The example popping up in my head, there's a book called Clan of the Cave Bear series. I can't remember the other names of the books, but I think it's the third or the fourth book, must be the third book, she leaves the community that she was in, she being the main character, Ayla, I think her name is. She leaves the tribe and she's out on her own, and she's measuring her menstrual cycles against the moon, all of these beautiful things. I did look for that book to bring away with me this weekend. I'm away on a retreat, which is why the camera is weird. I feel like I'm being called to pull that back out and reread that book. So she definitely has this moment of breaking away from the tribe that she was raised in. So they were a different, was that time of crossover between old humans and new humans. I apologize, my language is really crummy. But that break free, and then in breaking free, she then meets an amazing lion, and she does all these amazing things, and she's got the horse, and then she meets a man, and he is very respectful and loving and kind, and that starts to shift into the fourth book. I think there's 7 books in the series. So I'm feeling compelled to pull them out, or called to pull them out and explore it. Yeah, it's an interesting space to play in. And then the companion, which I find fascinating, partnered with the Hermit. And then, well, actually, as I look at it, that loss of personal identity, the companion. And so sometimes that retreat to reclaim who we are, and then we can come back out more loyal, more tenacious, and less selfish because our needs are met. And then the advocates putting compassion into action. Space there for me to explore, but I think that reflection on the Hermit was really kind of what I wanted to tap into. So I think I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope you got some value from that, just watching me reflect and explore. Hope you got the transits and play with them, explore them. And of course, yeah, if you want to learn more about what I'm doing and human design and the wheel of the archetypes and tarot for the year, please reach out, ask questions. I love responding to questions and exploring. So yeah, pleasure chatting with you, and enjoy. Bye.